All right. It's Lydia and Elaine again coming to you. Okay. We were having a really good conversation earlier, right, Bug?
Yeah.
So go ahead and just tell everybody a little bit about what you were saying, because
We were talking about parents that have like multiple children, but make the oldest take care of them.
who makes the oldest take care of them?
The parent.
When you say parent, you mean both parents, or you mean like people that come from single parent? Or
I'm not really sure of the situation, but just like the children make the oldest child take care of the rest of their younger siblings while the parent is away doing like whatever, I guess.
Okay, so how did you get this experience? Because y'all, Lydia is the single child. Now me, there are 7 of us. I have 7 siblings. I can't say there's 7 of us because there's only one me. Come on. But anyway, so I want to know, what was your experience like? What have you seen that made you form an opinion on this particular topic?
Well, I had a friend, and she only had herself and her brother, but her mom would make her like take care of her younger brother, so she was mostly doing that for a while.
So wait, how old was her little brother?
I think at the time that I met her, he was probably like 1.
And how old was she?
She was 12, I think.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but let me break this down, and parents, let me know what your thought process is on this too. In my opinion, if I were to have had another child, I would want to give the older kid that experience how to take care of a child, because for one, we don't want any teenage pregnancy. So I feel like life is our best teacher. So I see what you're saying, but on a parent side, I wouldn't abuse that, but I would also use that as a teaching opportunity to let the older sibling know, hey, this is what is on the other side of fun. It's not just fun. You can have a kid and lose all your freedom, or have to fight and worry about who's going to watch your kid when you do all this and all that. So, I mean, that's how I'm thinking about it. And that's why I really love these candid conversations me and Liddy have, because she gives me a totally new perspective that I'm not going to say was not in my awareness, but I will say that as an older, mid-30s person, I've been an adult longer than I've been her age, so I lose sight of things. So tell me more, like, what's your opinion? So you told me, or you told everyone that's listening right now, that you had a friend that, was in this, having that experience. So tell me your opinion. Like, what do you think about it? What do you think about it all?
First of all, I want to say I get what you're saying. I agree with that to a certain extent, but I don't feel like people, when they're taking care of their like sibling, that's like the thought in their head. Maybe it'll come up later on, like, wow, like I don't want to do that. But I don't think it's like a thought. Anyways, my opinion is that I just think sometimes they do abuse that and kind of just like throw the responsibility on them sometimes, which I get. People get tired, but it also shouldn't be the older sibling's responsibility. And I feel
okay, wait, hold on. Whose responsibility should it be?
the parents.
Why?
Because they had the kid.
Okay, so continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
What was I going to say?
So you were just saying it's the parents' responsibility to deal with how the child's care is going to be.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's also not wrong to help, but it also shouldn't be like a responsibility that's constantly thrown on you. when it's like not your responsibility, but it's also good to help because that's your sibling. And yeah, and I feel like in most cases, since they're in a case where it's multiple siblings, then they feel like they don't want kids anymore because that they didn't have a choice to take care of them, and so now that they don't want kids.
So you saying the burden at an early age that somebody can feel taking care of younger siblings, especially if there's more than one, could make that child grow up to be like, nah, I done had my time with kids. I'm not having any.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had to ever take care of kids when you didn't want to?
I don't really have a problem with kids, but I feel like sometimes I like taking care of them sometimes, but when it's a constant thing without break, then I don't like it.
And you mentioned during our conversation, you mentioned something too, and I don't want you to forget about it, was when you said that when the responsibility is put more so on the child, that child loses time that they could be dedicating to their homework or, just being a kid or leisure, rest.
Yeah, because kids are very difficult to deal with sometimes, and also you could be doing other things while you're watching them, and so it's just kind of the feeling of juggling things, I guess.
I'm talking about as a child watching another child.
It doesn't seem fun at all, and like not having time to hang out, or when we do hang out, maybe it's like at their house while their sibling is around.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience, Bug. So you don't, have you felt like you couldn't have time with your friend one-on-one because they had other obligations to take care of a sibling?
Yeah, but I'd never complain about it because I do like I said, I do like being around kids, but sometimes it is just like I don't want you around.
Well, as always, the youth, and this is what I believe, so feel free to disagree, but the youth help us propel into the future because they give us an opportunity to see where we're falling short and make the changes. So, Lee, thank you for giving me your insight.
No problem.
And I am grateful that I got to tell you my insight because although you are a single, your father doesn't have any kids, I don't have any kids, one concept that I really wanted her to have as a single child is it's not always about you. Sometimes you're going to want to do something, you have to do something that may not be convenient for you to do as an individual, but to others it's convenient to do because, it's best if you want, and I'll tell y'all what I tell her all the time. Okay, so she may say, well, I'm going to cook some breakfast or I'm going to make me whatever. I said, okay. Well, everybody else is going to be hungry, so are you ready to, make all these people food? That's that servant attitude and just always being willing to do for others. So like I said, me coming from a family of seven siblings in total with all of us, that's what I had. We had just that, okay, well, if I want to do this, I have to include my siblings. And sometimes our parents didn't allow us to choose. We had no choice. It was always about all of us. It was all or none. If I wanted to go somewhere, if my older sister wanted to go somewhere, well, you're going to have to watch your little sister, or you're going to have to take your little brother. That was just a part of us being, wanting to have any sort of fun or leisure. And I don't know if any other single child parents have certain things that they do to prevent that perception of just having a really spoiled kid because they're the only kid, they get what they want, you know, and that sort of thing. Let me know if y'all have anything in your household that, you know, is an exercise or something that you do to just reinforce to your child that, hey, you know, it's not always going to be about you all the time. And I say that in the most loving way. I don't mean that in a derogatory way at all. So anyway, until next time, thank you